Just a quick friendly reminder, if you ever find yourself in a position where you're like, oh, I don't like her content, or dang, she's pillow talking. I'm not sure what type of browser you're using, but there's an X up there, and just like you clicked in the video, you can click out. My content is not for those who are not interested in watching. So if you're not interested in watching, peace out. But if you are one of those that are interested in my content, thank you so much and stay here. You know, this is for us. I'm glad you're here. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is gonna be about how to ace the interview. So this is gonna work for not only Greek life, but also in your professional life. So you never wanna go into any situation blind, like period. If it's professional, if it's Greek life, if it's just literally going into a school, like you don't wanna go into something not knowing what you're doing. So the first step is going to be recommending that you actually do some research, and by research I mean like look up who you're likely to be talking to. If you're interested in an organization, the first step is going to be looking into, you know, find out who the president is. So when you're seeing these people in the hallway, you're not completely blindsided like which one is the actual president, which one is the vice president. Like if there's a method for you to figure out who's who, take advantage of that. So research whatever it is that you're trying to get into. If you're trying to, you know, get into a job, make sure you're researching the company, find out, you know, what they're all about. If you're researching an organization, make sure that you know what the organization is about. Know the key talking points. Know like stuff that's available like online through a simple Google search. Make sure you know stuff like that. Don't fumble the ball. If somebody asks you, you know, just in talking, like what is the date that the organization was founded, and you don't know, it's kind of like, no, why are you here? Are you really interested in, you know, what we have to offer you? So make sure that you're kind of ahead of the game and knowing what to expect a little bit, knowing the people, just know their faces, so you can know this person is probably who I should be listening to, or this person is probably who I should ask questions to if I have any questions. You know, just certain small things like that, they really do make all the difference. Another key point is to be confident in yourself. Everybody has things that they offer that are unique. Don't always think that what the person may want to hear is the right answer to the question that they're asking. So let's say if somebody's asking you about, you know, what you like to do, don't tell them that you like to knit and cook if you don't know how to cook or knit. Like if you're actually interested in something different, like normally on my resumes, or actually on my resume now, I have that I'm interested in like video design, graphic design, because I do a little graphic design. I have that I'm interested in doing t-shirts and things like that, like stuff that actually interests me. So if they were to ask you a specific question about something that you're interested in, you can actually carry on a conversation regarding what it is that you put that you're interested in on your resume, should they be looking at that. Or it's just a general talking point, period. You know, if you have something that you just are really passionate about, something that you really like, have that as a selling point. And also have a selling point about yourself. I even fumble with this quite a bit, but you want to have talking points that way that when you do go to talk and things like that, if they ask you, you know, tell me a little about yourself, a lot of people fumble when it comes to that question. That question is just so broad. It can be asking you about like where you come from, what you like to do, things like that. So kind of just have a spill, you know, my name is Shea. I was born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. I went to school at blah, blah, blah. I'm currently at blah, 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 you know, getting my law degree. I'm a 3L. If you're asking about, you know, things that you're interested in, you can say, you know, what you're interested in. And just different things like that. If you've taken any classes specific to whatever you're interviewing for, that's cool. If that's not the type of interview that it's about, if it's generally about like Greek life, then you can kind of sum it up and just speak about yourself and things that you're interested in. Just have some type of selling point so that you know kind of where you're trying to go with it, so you're not like you know, kind of fumbling. Because when you add too much into it and you kind of seem like you're overthinking it, that's kind of when you start to stray away from your, you know, natural self and start to kind of just pull stuff out of thin air, and you're making stuff up, and now it's just like, bro, you just said you like underwater basket weaving. Like, what are you talking about? Prepare yourself for common questions that are typically asked, you know, even in other interviews. It's very easy to Google interview questions. If you have a person that you can kind of bounce this off of and ask them to be the interviewer, do a mock interview, do that. If it's just something that you can be confident in doing yourself, if you can look like, if you have to look in the mirror and do it, or if you're just confident in just kind of repeating it aloud to yourself a few times just to kind of make sure you're comfortable and ready to say whatever and cool. Just make sure you take that time to actually practice so that you're not going in completely blindsided. If you haven't gone on an interview in years, then of course sometimes they may ask you questions that you're not really prepared for. So just kind of take a little time to stand back and say, okay, well, let me go ahead and review this question, or, you know, how should I answer? What do I see myself doing in 5 years? Because if you're looking for Greek life, it's not necessarily relevant to Greek life. It could be, so if you're looking to join Greek life, then I mean your answer might not necessarily be relevant to what you plan to do in 5 years in relation to the Greek organization. It might just be what you're looking for in your career, and that's again not assuming that the person is wanting to hear certain things. You know, you can still be an individual and answer your questions honestly. It's figuring out what you want and figuring out how you want to portray yourself to this specific group of individuals. So again, you want to practice to make sure that you're comfortable in your answers. And granted, there probably will be some curveballs if you have to take a second to be like, you know, if they ask you something like, okay, what color is the sky? If you are not prepared to answer the question like right then and there, if something doesn't just, you know, automatically jump into your head, you can take a second and say, you know, what color is the sky? You know, repeat the question again, and then that should give you a little time to kind of process it and think about what it is that you want to say prior to you saying it. So you're not fumbling and stuttering and saying, oh, at the end of the day, like, take a second to yourself. If you have to repeat the questions, do that, and they'll understand. Like, it doesn't make you look less professional or less prepared if you're just, you know, taking a second to process and just say, you know, what color is the sky? I think the color of the sky is, like, if you have to kind of rearrange a sentence a little bit to kind of, you know, prepare yourself a little bit for the answer that you're about to say, take that time to do that. You also want to come in kind of strong. You want to make yourself memorable. You want to make it to where that person on the opposite side of the table, or that, you know, committee on the opposite side of the table actually remembers you. Because especially if you're looking to join a Greek organization, they're going to be seeing so many people throughout the day. Of course, they're going to be taking notes here and there, but you also want to just make sure that you leave a memorable imprint in their mind, right? You want to make sure that you're just portraying yourself to be the best you that you can be. You're putting your best foot forward. You're not giving them any reason to say, you know, well, maybe she's not right for this organization. Maybe, I don't know, it's just something about her I don't like. Like, you want to make sure that you're giving them no reason to ever think negatively or down on you. And again, that goes with any profession. Someone actually told me recently, my bar coach, he said that in order to ace an interview, if you're interviewing, once you're finishing, they just ask you, do you have any last remarks or something like that? He said to tell them, like, I am the best person for this position because blah, blah, blah. And I think, you know, that could be a good thing as well. I've never tried it yet because I haven't been on a job interview since I saw him. That was like 2 weeks ago. But I think that could be something that would be beneficial. But it just kind of puts it in their brain like, dang, he or she knows exactly what they want, and they're telling me why I should say, or I should put them in this position. So that's something to think about. Think positively about yourself. If you go in there and you're feeling as if you're not, like, people can feel when you're not feeling confident about yourself. It's just something about, like, a person's natural aura that kind of just makes it to where if you're not feeling confident in yourself in that moment, like, it's obvious. Like, we can see that, we can feel it. It's just your demeanor, like the way that you're, like, if you're sitting with your back hunched and, you know, you're looking down and you're not making eye contact, people can see that and they can feel it. And so you want to make sure that you're not doing that. And when you are interviewing, you want to kind of, you know, make eye contact with the interviewer, be confident, smile, things like that, so they can really feel that, you know, you're, I guess, I don't want to say appreciative of the opportunity, but like it's reciprocated. Like, I don't feel like I'm wasting my time being here, so I hope you don't feel like you're wasting your time interviewing me as well. And, you know, it's just it's a more peaceful opportunity and a more peaceful environment for all parties involved. Close on a positive note. Don't let the situation end or the interview end with unsurety or on a flat line. Granted, you're not gonna know exactly the question that they're gonna end on. I can't tell you the question that they're gonna end on because it varies. I mean, it might vary from interview to interview. I mean, you might have somebody else in the room and their question might be different than what yours was. So, I mean, it's like you can't tell anybody when, like, what type of question they're gonna be, you know, thrown. So just make sure that every answer that you give is positive, you know, kind of, you know, I don't want to say spunky, but you know, it's a good answer that you will feel confident with ending with. Dress right. If they tell you to wear a certain thing, wear that. When I was crossing for my interviews, they told us to wear all black, right? Literally just all black. And so this girl decided to come in and she had, I want to say, a red jacket with her. And it wasn't even cold, I don't think, but she had a red jacket with her, and she also had I want to say she had on like leopard shoes or something like that. They were cute, but I mean, at the end of the day, if they told you to wear all black, you wear all black. What you're told, if they tell you wear business professional, wear business professional. If they don't have a color code, you know, just Google something, Google business professional, and a lot will come up. If they do tell you something specific with color, if they tell you to wear black, blue, gray, brown, you wear black, blue, gray, brown, whatever color they tell you to wear, you wear that. Like, even with just regular interviews, they tell you like black, gray, blue, brown. Those are like your go-tos when it comes to business professional. Go ahead, typically even just black and blue, to be honest. So wear one of those colors and you should be fine. So I hope this video helped you to understand a little bit about the whole interviewing process. Again, everybody's experience will be different. I can't tell you this is set in stone how it's gonna be, because it's not. So I just hope this kind of put it into perspective and it makes it make sense. If it does, or even if it doesn't, go ahead and leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the bell so you can receive notifications when I upload new videos. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. And do what?
Follow me on everything Shea.
Where y'all finna go?
Who did it? It's your boy Rich. We'll be back with another video.
What?
Go subscribe to my YouTube. Richie Rodney.
Why are you so loud in my ear?
Come on, Shea.
You gonna put y'all?
Heck no, definitely not.
Oh.
Bye, YouTube.